Greensboro features some of the best food from all over the world. And the Greensboro History Museum has an event featuring the food, the people, and the stories behind all of it at an event called Culture and Cuisine. Craving Latin flavors, you have to try Sofrito Latin Innovation Kitchen. You'll come for the food and you'll come back for the flavor and the people.
Hi, my name is Stephen White. I'm one of the owners at Sofrito Latin Innovation Kitchen in High Point, North Carolina.
My name is Angelica Diarco, and I'm the other owner of Sofrito Latin Innovation Kitchen in High Point, North Carolina. When I was little, I pretty much grew up working in a restaurant. My dad had a restaurant when I was little, when I was born. And so I got all the memories from it, the cooking, the running back and forth, the yelling, all that stuff in the back of my mind. Every time I think about restaurant, I just think about that. Later on, when I was in high school, he went back to having restaurants. And at that time, well, I had to help out at the restaurant.
For me, it was cooking in the kitchen with my mom at an early age. She made everything from scratch. I'm the youngest out of 8. So she made bread in-house, cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner from scratch every day. I would help her knead the bread or get to punch it down when it had risen. My dad, the thing that my dad taught me was sausage gravy and biscuits. So I still do that all the time today as well. But Southern foods. My dad was from Texas, my mom from Arkansas. I was working at River Landing at Sandy Ridge as the executive chef. She was one of the servers there. And she came up to me because she was doing a project on starting a restaurant. So she asked me to be her mentor. And things led from there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was sure I was gonna be like the owner of the biggest chain of restaurants in Colombia. That was my thing when I was young, but didn't turn out that way. My dad did not want me to be in restaurants at all. So you know what, I'm gonna go to school for, it's called Hotel and Tourism Administration. I said, I will not be in the kitchen, I will be in a hotel. Is that okay? He was like, that is fine. So I worked for hotels for a while. And I said, you know what, I like the kitchen. So that's why, and then I got a job at River Landing. And I said, you know what, maybe I should start selling my empanadas.
No one's doing empanadas here in Greensboro or High Point.
Yeah.
So let's start off as one of our appetizers. And then we just built from the menu on that. So we do a little bit of different things from Mexico, El Salvador, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Brazil, just different varieties of Latin foods.
But before we opened the restaurant, it took us almost 2 years planning everything. And the year before we opened the restaurant, we went to Colombia. So he got to cook with my sisters. He ate all the street food you can think of, everything. I was so worried. I was like, yeah, you're gonna get sick out here. And he was like, I'm fine, I'm fine. I've been in Saudi Arabia, so I can eat everything. And he did not get sick. So he experimented everything, how we cook the food. And then after 5 days, I was like, hey, I need to take you to a real restaurant. You know, you need to go back to the United States and say that we have nice restaurants here too. So, because it was all street foods, the vendors, the lady that sells this food in the corner, that's all we were eating over there for a while. And then, so we went to a restaurant. The last 2 days, we went to
a couple different nice restaurants.
A couple nice restaurants over there. So he really had that whole experience. We have a video making the tamales, the big pasteles tamales, Colombian tamales with my niece. And then, so it was very great. And I think he really nailed, the flavors and transferred that into American.
It was a good trip because I did get to taste their flavors. And coming back, I could put that flavor into our food.
Yep. It was and then so we had some friends that were from other countries too, and then they came over, they show us how they make their food, and then this is how we, kind of put together our menu with different countries in it. And I think it helped us, stay in business for all these years. It's just the fact that you come here and you can decide, okay, I'm gonna eat something from this country or something from another country. We can explain the food to them too. We had like the first 3 years of our business at the mall, we spent more time explaining the food and how we make it than actually selling it, right?
You do. You have to educate the customer. You really do.
It was fun and it was very rewarding because a lot of our customers came back with other customers and then they explained the food to other ones. So it was really cool, and also the names that they would come out with it when they didn't remember the arepa, remember that corn cake thin round that you feel it and say, yes, arepa. I say, yes, that one is good. So.
There's quite a few favorites. Looking at the menu, empanadas are going to be your #1 seller. Yeah. The arepas, the Baja fish tacos, bistec con tostones, the bandeja paisa is super popular. We're going to have that prepared for you here in a minute so you can get some pictures of it. But that's the Colombian national meal. We can explain it when you see it. Yeah. The Cuban sandwich, the churrasco sandwich are very popular. The ropa vieja is a very popular seller as well.
Yeah, ropa vieja sells very well. It is pulled beef. And then, how do you make the pulled beef? Is it like
It's basically braised beef. You're going to sear your beef. We saute some vegetables and we braise it in a rich tomato broth. And
we serve it with rice, beans, and rice, beans, plantains, right? And the ropa vieja. And ropa vieja is literally like a old clothes.
It translates to old clothes.
When the clothes, when your denim are so old, you wear so much that it really shred apart. That's how it is called. And then we also realized that it is, I thought it was a Colombian thing, literally. And then when I came here, it was, okay, Cubans, they do ropa vieja. Colombians, they do carne desmechada. And then the Venezuelans do pabellón. Same thing in the same exact plate. And then the pulled beef, and the pulled pork, they really, transfer into what Americans like. So, and he did a very good recipe of it. And then the pulled pork is from Puerto Rico, right? And
the pernil.
The pernil. And then I think that's the ropa vieja has been favorite just because of how long it takes to cook it. It is slowly cooked throughout the night. And then it's really, all the flavors are like inside the meat. It's really good, yeah.
I've been in the kitchen for over 20 years in the back, so the front of the house for me now is just like amazing. Getting to talk to the customers, seeing their expressions on their faces, them just complimenting the food, it's amazing.
And for me, it's totally the opposite. I was in the front with the customers. I was the one talking to the customers all the time. And then now being in the kitchen, cooking, I just totally love it. I love it. I love the smells. I love the thrill of having all those tickets to cook and all the orders coming in and everything happens in 2 hours and you have to rush. I totally love it. And then hearing the customers how much they like the food is also very important. And then every once in a while we come out here and I will explain. If I have time, we come here, and if it's a new customer especially, we explain everything from how we eat it, where we got it from, what's in it, and making friends. I mean, we've made so many friends at this restaurant. It is, and we have customers that come here from when we open. Like our first customers, they still come here. And they're very proud to be our first
7 years later.
7 years later.
Sofrito is open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday. Find them on Skeet Club Road just past Highway 68. After years of working in restaurants for other people, a husband and wife team decided it was time to take their love of food on the road.
My family business in Mexico has been always involved with food. So as a kid, I remember helping my mom with the family business, peeling up corn to sell corn on the circus, and all the way until I moved to the United States. My first job was on a Mexican restaurant. So it's been my whole life, pretty much.
Well, mine is just with my grandma, you know, her delicious cooking, and I didn't really have that business experience until I got here to this country. I started serving tables at the restaurant where we met, actually, and you know, that I did not know, especially because I'm not Mexican, so I had to learn the food, Mexican food, and all that. But I loved it, and I mean, it's been 20 years since then, and yeah.
Here we are. She came to the restaurant that I managed back then when we met, and after a couple visits from her mom and herself at the restaurant, we talked and I offered a job as a waitress. So that's where we got.
He didn't need a waitress back then, but he offered me a job anyway.
I've been on the Mexican restaurant scene for 20 years or so. I knew I wanted to do something for our own. I did not want to be working for the restaurant industry all my life. So a restaurant, it was hard to picture because of the money that it needs to be invested on a restaurant. So when we saw the food trucks getting alive in town, we said, okay, we can afford something small, and we had an opportunity to get us a small trailer, and that's how we started on the food truck business. When we started the business, it was my best friend, which is my brother, Alex, and myself. We started the two of us, and right before COVID. So since everybody calls like brothers, we said we didn't have much time to think about the name, so we said, hey, let's just call it Taco Bros.
Taco and Bro.
And we always been fan of Nintendo and Mario Bros, so that was something, a little bit of that involved on the name too. Our food comes from, is similar as downtown Mexico City. I mean, we serve our tacos that we serve is the same way that you're gonna eat them in downtown Mexico City. We don't do anything different or fancy. We just stick to what we know people liked and what we know how to do best. And that's basically our menu comes from Mexico City, Cuernavaca, that's my hometown in Mexico. So we try to set as authentic at that region as we can. Well, the most popular are tacos. We sell tacos more than anything on our menu. But my favorite is called alambre, which is a combination of chicken and chorizo, and we can also make a steak and chorizo. And it's served with cooked onions, avocado slices, a roasted jalapeno, corn tortillas on the side, and obviously our hot sauce is always present in any of our meals. So I will say alambre is my favorite meal.
I love tacos. You know, marrying a Mexican is just like tacos your second love. I love it because you get to try different meat. You don't have to just eat all chicken, all beef, you know, or steak. You can mix and match. I also like the quesadilla because I'm a cheese lover, so that comes with cheese. So those are my two favorites. This guy is a hard worker. Everything started during COVID. You know, he stopped working somewhere else where he was because of COVID going on, and it was just me working, and this guy said, okay, we have to do something. People have to eat. So we started bringing our trailer. It was a small trailer how we started, and he started calling and emailing and just asking neighborhoods and people just to let us bring our little trailer to serve our food. And that's how we started, and he was very pushy. He didn't give up. He was, you know, I love it that he was almost begging people to let us just try our food, and now, you know, we get the emails, we get the calls, we get all of the text messages, come to our place, come bring your food. So it was his hard work that paid off. Our daughter was cutting lemons, I was taking orders. You know, it was fun and different. She got to learn a lot about our food. And also it was fun to work. You know, there were places where it was just him, me, and Mariana taking orders. That's our daughter, Mariana.
Yeah, well, we started with the trailer. It was basically we stick to one serving per day because it was so hard to travel to one location, and this trailer has very limited capacity. So double servings was really difficult to do. So after 2 years, we had the opportunity to get us the big bro. That's what we call the big bro. And this truck allows to just move our business to the next level. Being able to serve 2, maybe sometimes 3 servings in a day, and growing from a family business to a business with right now we currently have 6 full-time members and 4 part-time members. So it's been fun. Obviously, as every business has hard times. Trucks break in, equipment on the trucks break in, so you need to figure it out how to fix it without moving your schedule too much. But we're growing. We now have two big units and maybe more in the future. We enjoy seeing people really liking our food. We enjoy going to different places. We feed schools, festivals, companies. We're going to parks. So just being able to travel to different cities, different events, it's good. It's fun most of the times. And as I said, just watching the people saying, "I love your food. Please come back."
Yeah.
We love that. That's the fuel to keep showing up next day with a smile on our faces.
Yes.
Our website is www.tacobrosfoodtruck.com. Our telephone number, our taco line actually, that's what we call, is 336-777-6292. We try to answer most of the times, but a lot of times we're super busy taking care of it here, so leave us a message or a text message works as well. Our social media is at Taco Bros NC for Facebook and Instagram.
You can find Taco Bros, well, everywhere. Hey, first check them out online to find out where they will be. TacoBrosFoodTruck.com or follow them on social media at Taco Bros NC.